What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily. If you want to get your questions here on our live show, make sure that you're using hashtag NFL. We're going to talk about trades, free agency, draft, anything you guys want. And if you definitely want to get on the show, super chat. Clay Matthews to the Ravens. This one's from Jacob.
I actually kind of like that fit. He definitely fits the veteran mold. Scheme-wise, it's an obvious fit as well. The Ravens, though, have invested recently in younger players in the draft. Tyus Bowser, the kid of Jalen Ferguson, the kid of Louisiana Tech last year. At some point, they got to throw those guys to the Wolves and see if they can be long-term answers, because that's what the Ravens need. They tagged Matthew Judon, so they don't need someone necessarily just for 2020. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't mind it. I just wonder if they're going to look different directions in terms of trying to go younger at that spot as opposed to going a little bit older.
Totally agree. It would shake up our mock draft. If you haven't seen our latest mock draft, go check it out on the channel. Tom does a great job. Let's bring in this next question from Chris Smith. So since the Raiders freed up cap space, so today they restructured Gabe Jackson's salary. So basically they freed up, I believe it's close to $11 million in terms of money. If you're the Raiders, though, I think it's funny because I understand that they freed up money. You still need to go out and pay your players in the draft. You have 2 first-round picks. You have 3 third-round picks. I don't think they make any more moves. I think that they save up their money because the one thing that people aren't talking about, the reason why the Raiders gave so many one-year moves and put a lot of guarantees in it, they're short on cash. You also have to remember the Raiders right now, they don't have a lot of money because they just moved in. With everything going on in the world right now, I think that the Raiders are going to stand pat. Let's go to Aaron. What up, Aaron? Great show, by the way. Hey, Arnold, all day, every day. Will the Chargers defense be elite next year?
Well, this is not a question of talent. It's a question of health. So will they be healthy this year?
I think they can be. I mean, they were elite just 2 years ago.
Yeah. If they're healthy, the answer is yes. If everyone gets hurt again, well, the answer is no. They should be elite. But that, for whatever reason, that organization just cannot stay healthy. It's so weird.
They're cursed. I think they're cursed. Let's go to Jared Sanchez, who maybe he should play for the Chargers because I don't think Deadpool can die or get injured. Should the Steelers sign Jameis Winston or Newton as a backup? Let's say low-risk contract. Before you vote, Tom, how about you guys get your votes in? If you had to pick a quarterback, Jameis Winston or Cam Newton. You're going to go Cam Newton type N, Jameis Winston type W. All right, what about the Steelers, Tom?
I think it makes sense a little bit. There are some concerns that I'll dive into. So for Pittsburgh, your backups weren't it. They were bad last year. Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, they had Paxton Lynch on that roster for a little bit. None of those guys are good. So from that perspective, yeah, you would probably want to explore that route because you should have a good team again. But if quarterback gets hurt, you're going to miss the playoffs potentially. Winston, I think, kind of plays a little bit like Big Ben at times. So I think from a scheme fit, that makes some sense. But for both Winston and Newton, if your only path to playing time is because of injury, why would you sign right now? I don't think that makes much sense for him. So that's why I think it makes sense for Pittsburgh if they do want to sign a cheap, 1-year deal. I'm just not convinced the players want to do that.
I agree with you. Even though this, though, are we really sure Ben Roethlisberger's healthy? I don't know if you've seen pictures of him, Tom. He looks quite homeless.
I'm just not shaving.
So who's your favorite NFL player? Get your votes here in the comments section below. Tom and I are live on YouTube, and we're live on Facebook as well. Our goal is to get to 100 comments per minute. So start spamming down below your favorite NFL player, and we're going to give some shout-outs here. I see a Bosa in the comments. I see a Zeke from Cole, TJ Watt, Jared Sanchez. Who else is in there? Khalil Mack, Aaron Jones, Action Jackson. Continue to get your votes in here for who is your favorite NFL player. Tom, who was your favorite NFL player growing up?
All right, so I'm not going to take any answers then. This is good. My favorite player of all time was Deion Sanders because, A, I love to play corner, and B, I loved his attitude. Like, Deion would have thrived. Not that he didn't thrive back then. He would have thrived in this era of football with social media. Everything. Like, he would have gotten in more trouble because, there was always some issues with Deion, but he was awesome. I loved Deion being able to play 2 sports there. And then even, later after that, one of my favorite guys to watch, before the off-the-field stuff was Mike Vick because that dude was electric. Like, playing with him in Madden, as I'm sure many of you guys know, was not allowed. It was cheating.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like where we're getting right now with Lamar Jackson. You can't use him in Madden either. So, Michael Vick, electric. These hats, these deals, I think they're electric too. So, I don't know if you guys have seen these. These are brand new, like right off the shelves. Chatsports.com/NFL draft hat, okay? So if you want to rep your favorite team and you want to rep the NFL draft hat, you can go right now to the link below, or you can look in the comments and in the description, chatsports.com/NFL draft hat. The Saints one looks pretty clean. There are a lot of black hats. Some of them are fitted. You can also get the curved brim ones. All the hats are under $40, but if you want an NFL draft hat, which are brand new, just got to go to chatsports.com/NFL draft hat. Tom, you look like you want to say something.
I do, because I forgot to make this note earlier. These draft hats don't suck this year. In recent years, the hats have been terrible. The NFL tried to do way too much. They went back to a simple color scheme, a simple logo with some writing on the side. This is such a massive. This is the first time in years I've actually wanted to get the NFL draft hat. I'm very happy.
Okay, I better see you having a draft hat on very, very soon. Let's go to Chris_the Beast. Did Clowney turn down a deal from the Dolphins?
He left off the word down there. Not once, but twice. So remember way back when Clowney was being shopped, the Dolphins are going to trade for him. That they were going to add him to the roster in a trade, and then they chose not to go that route. Clowney didn't want to play for Miami. So that was certainly a big deal. And then this most recent time, the Dolphins had interest again, and Clowney didn't want to play for Miami.
He said he wants to play for a winner. They made a lot of moves this offseason. It wouldn't surprise me if they had a winning record. It honestly would. You know, you got to get a quarterback. Let's go to Cole JP. What up, Cole? Appreciate you. Are the Cowboys in a better spot before free agency or now?
Does before free agency mean assuming you were going to lose all of your free agents?
I think that they are a worse football team after free agency.
Yeah, that's accurate if you were including all those guys as being on the roster. So, yeah, I don't think they're that much better. Now, coaching staff,
you're keeping Dak, which is important. You're keeping Amari, which is important. But you lost a lot of talent. I'll be interested to see, even though I think we can all agree Mike McCarthy, I think he's going to be a little bit better of a coach than Jason Garrett. Let's go to Zach Taylor. Appreciate Zach Taylor watching. Maybe you should be coaching. Most underrated free agent signing. Who's your most underrated free agent signing, Tom? This is a really good question.
Yeah, and there are quite a few that I think could certainly qualify in that category.
Nicole Roby Coleman.
You know, yeah, that's a great one. I think that one is I don't consider that underrated because everyone loved it. I actually really like the Andrew Billings signing by Cleveland. I like Andrew Billings a lot. He was super cheap, so from a value perspective, I think that makes sense. But in terms of if you're going underrated based on money, you're right, Mitch. It is Nicole Roby Coleman. He signed for significantly less than what he should have gotten.
I mean, a starting nickel corner getting it was a 1 year, $1 million deal.
Dang near the vet min. It was a little bit more, but yeah.
Yeah, crazy. So who here is stuck at home? If you're stuck at home, like this video right now. Yeah, Tom and I, we're stuck at home. But luckily for y'all, we're going to be coming out with daily videos the entire offseason long. If this whole Big C situation lasts a month, 2, 3, 4 months, luckily for you, Tom and I are going to be making videos along with Harrison, along with producer Alicia, Dylan, the entire Chat Sports gang. So if you're bored at home and your parents are like, hey, what are you watching on the internet? Tell them you're watching Chat Sports. Click subscribe. Turn on the notifications, join our live shows. We would definitely appreciate it. Let's go to Hannah. What up, Hannah? Appreciate that you're tuned in. Who should the Chiefs draft in round 1?
For starters, Mitch, every time it is a girl question, you say, what up, because that's just you. Second off, trick question, Hannah. The Chiefs should trade out of round 1 to the early part of round 2, still get a good defensive prospect, and add extra draft picks in the process. So good try there, Hannah, but I answered your question correctly.
Hannah, sorry that I apparently didn't give you the same treatment that I give every other woman here on our show. But Hannah, appreciate you tuning in. Let's go to Ben. What up, Ben? What linebacker should the Eagles look at in the draft?
The correct answer here is all of them, because linebacker is one of the biggest needs for Philadelphia. Round 1, you're looking at Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen. Round 2, I don't know if the value is actually right there. I might go, if it's not round 1, maybe you wait till round 3 where Maybe Malik Harrison has slid down to you. I don't know where Jordan Brooks' range at Texas Tech, where his range ends up being. I actually like Akeem Davis-Gaither a lot for them as a potential option. Like in around 3, a bit undersized. I think he could be a good fit for that team.
So use hashtag NFL, or you can super chat like our man Midland Powerwash. Midland Powerwash. That's a mouthful. DC first round pick has to be a playmaker for Dak. Okay, Dak cannot carry a team by himself. He must have elite playmakers all around. Agree?
No, I don't fully agree. I mean, you certainly want playmakers around him, but isn't that true for every quarterback? Like, if you take away, the best receivers, like you can go to Aaron Rodgers when he didn't have Devontae Adams. That offense didn't move all that well. So it is a bit of a give and take there. I do think you need playmakers around Dak Prescott. You want that regardless of your quarterback. But what you don't want to do is end up in 2017, or was it 2018, where you had nothing. Michael Gallup had not yet emerged, and now Gallup has gone from not being very good to being really good. Shouldn't Dak get at least a little bit of credit there? What you can't do is enter a receiving core that consists of Terrence Williams, Allen Hurns, Cole Beasley as your best options. Like, that was never going to work out. You don't have to spend a first-round pick on him. You do want another wide receiver 3, but look, Dak can carry. Like, he's thrown guys open despite what some of you might want to believe out there. But yes, you do want playmakers around him.
Right now we got 630 people watching us live, so the best chance to get on the show is the super chat. So appreciate that one. So let's go to Gilberto Martinez. Today is my birthday. Can I get a shout out? I don't know if you can get a shout out. Is this an April Fool's Day joke? I'm not sure.
You just
I
gave
want
him
every
one,
single
Mitch.
person watching right now to wish happy birthday to Gilberto. Type HBD. Every single person. HBD. HBD. Gilberto, how old are you? Judging by your picture, I'm going to guess 30.
I think I saw the show and he said he was 22, but I'm not sure.
Bad Guy Sports says HBD. HBD to Gilberto. Appreciate that you're tuning in and watching. If we missed your question, though, unfortunately, there was a lot that came in. So if you want Tom to answer your question, hit him up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. If you want me to answer your question, go on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, though, make sure you do. Click that big red button.